The 19th of August 2025, you're welcome back. This is on the issue of the Caddy van, I6G something and B Fenian make little of it. They say there's no issue with the Caddy van at all. It's all simple. That is a lie. You'll always get someone to say, if the government and the Germans make a car, it's right. And if the old farmer with cows finds a problem, he's the idiot. In fact, B6 or something says, these awful names, you made a B of it, I told you how to do it. He did not tell me how to do it. He said there was a tool, came with it. That tool is less effective than a proper socket or ring spanner, because there's full radius for torque, whereas the other one's only smaller. Now, one side of it goes in, one side of the carrier goes into a thing like this, right? It goes in like that, so that you just push it over to one side. See now, well, let's see, can I get this here? Over to one side, and then it sits in there like that. Do you see? It's very difficult to work this. There's one side where you don't need to take it out. If you do, it won't come out. You'll ring it, and I put oxypropane bottles to cut the actual nut. And the nut appears to be made out of tungsten carbide, and it's extremely stiff material. So now, so far so good. Now, there's a lot of detail here, so I have to be very careful. I'm after miking it anyway. Difficult to get in. I got into it in good daylight, and the dimensions of the bolt that's in it, that's the one that doesn't have to come out, and it's the same as the other one, is 11.85. 11.85. Okay, so there's 0.015 or 15 hundredths of a millimeter below the 12 millimeter. Now here's a big commercial one, the one you get in the farm centre. It's 12 by 1.75, and I have to say this one makes just under. It makes the very same. It's 11.84. So it's more or less the same as the one in the Caddy. Now the tread on this is 1.75. It's easy to get confused. This is the one that's in it. It's 1.5. There it is there. So now we'll make this and see what size this is. And the diameter, the diameter, or the major diameter, is 11.72. The one that's in the Caddy is 11.83 or 5, is it? I had it in my head starting. It's 11.85. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Whatever I said at the beginning is right, because I had it fresh in my head. 11.85. This is 11.70. Now I used the thimble here, the thimble on this, to make sure that you get the factory accuracy. And there it's there again, 11.71. The one you buy, the one that's in it, is 11.8. It's either 3 or 5. It's not much difference anyway. So there's about 0.012 of a difference. This is a smaller one. Now, I'm going to take the taps I bought. Here's the small tap. Can you see that there? And of course I cleaned out the threads with these. So when I mic this one, I know it's not easy to see. When I mic this one up at its thickest part, I get 11.55. 11.55. Now I thought that looked very small, and I wasn't happy with it. This is the factory made tap, and here's the one I bought. Then I bought another one, because I suspect it. Now the one I'm after showing you is a first, but still the major diameter should still be the proper diameter. Now, this one on the other hand is 11.73. So neither of these are the full 12 mil. So that'll tell you about the spec. There's a difference. We'll say this one looks the best, and it's on it there here, 12 by 1.5. It's Apex UK. So So this one will go in to that thread. Now I tidied up the threads with these. This big one here won't, but this is a different thread pitch. This is bigger. Okay. Now, what do we find? In the case of the Caddy, it's 11.83. And the tap that's made for it, even the biggest one, is 11. This one is 12.15. So I'll take out the micrometer and bring it down to the 1.5, and there's 12. That's exactly 12. So to go again, the bolt that's in the Caddy van is 11.83. Okay, this particular tap is a lot smaller. It's 11.55, a way undersized. You wouldn't get any bolt into that factory made, properly labelled tap. So this big one is 12.15. There it's on exactly 12, there's 12.15. See there? It's 12.15. This is bigger. So look at the slack you have here. See the width? In fact, that big one will fit. So there's a difference in the taps. But that tap there will make sure you'll get anything into it. And I ran that up in the bolt and I got resistance, not too much pairings, but a bit of resistance, showing that the bolt was not made correctly. Okay. Now, the bolt is too big. It's 11.83. 11.83, and it's possible that the threads and the pitches of the threads are not right. Very, very possible. Okay, so we measure the one that works, the proper one bought for the job. This is the one that I bought in the shop. It's 12 by 1.5, and yes, it's 12 less 0.030. It's 11.72. So 0.72 and 0.83 is the difference. Now that shouldn't really, well, it does. It does mean it can't be taken out. Now, I'll post videos underneath because they're saying this is a universal problem. It's all over the whole internet. There's a man who's a video on there and he says you won't get them out. It's nothing to do with rust. It's nothing to do with clay or dirt from the road. If it got long enough, it would rust. I got the wire brush and cleaned them all impeccably. I put the bottles on them to warm them, give them every chance, warm the nut without overdoing it. Not a hope. If you had a 12-foot bar, you'd wring the nut out of the Caddy van before you'd get the bolt out. It cannot be taken out. There is a bit of a narrow spot on the top of the bolt, which is probably to allow it to go up. You see, do you know what I mean? A narrow bit. That's all right. A big, long, narrow bit. But it can't be done. Now, if I can't do it with 4 sample bolts all tried, with the bumpers off in my own yard and near my own garage, you expect a mother with 3 kids to take it out. Can't be done. The 2 boys that's commenting there, I told you so, are wrong. This has nothing to do with the stupid patent anti-theft. Even you overcome the anti-theft, you can use a Stilson or whatever. You still cannot get out the bolt. And they're a bit retarded, they're not able to figure that out. You can't get out the bolt. I was talking to one man, I saw him pulling up on the street. I didn't know him, and I said, had you ever a problem taking off the wheel? I had a big problem. He says, I had to keep back and forward with copper grease, and finally I got it out. And there's easily 12 cases like this. And it looks to me like the higher crowd take them out the minute they buy them and leave them sitting in the back. That means your space inside is used for the spare wheel, whereas there is a perfect space inside for it. Now, even you have it fitted, I have it now properly fitted in my van, using a patent with this nut, and I made a wing nut out of it and put a nut down on it, and it works real well, lovely, goes up and nice and tight with this correct bolt after I cleaned out the thread. It's still hard to get it out. It's still hard to get the wheel out if you have a drawbar. That's a problem. But if you had no drawbar, I think you're probably all right. What I'm recommending people is to let people know there is a problem. How come nearly none of them have the wheel in place? They never take them out. They get a second spare wheel and they throw it in the boot. And that's down to one thing. The German manufacturers are not right up here. They never make small mistakes, and they always will make big mistakes. And they should have no say in anything. There can be great engineers. I'm not taking away from Rutherford Diesel or Otto or any of these people. And German machine tools are quite good, very good. I'm not running them down like that. But they'll always be like the cow that'll let you milk her in the field. You milk, when the bucket's just full, she'll sit there. And when you're just finished and you pull the last string down, she'll give you a massive kick, knock you in the bucket, spill all, and run off. The Germans are mad. Mad, mad, mad. Okay, I know the boys here won't accept this is the case. This is the case. To tell me that I can't take off a bolt. I used everything, silicone spray, stuff you get in the farm shops for shocking them off. It's called shock something. You leave it overnight and it soaks in. All that's tried. The wire brush, everything. And in the first one, I will say this is the bolt. I had to pull it down a bit by a lot of work. I got it down a wee bit. And when I got it down a bit, I pushed it back up again. I cut it off above here, and that meant that I could then unwind it down the bit I already cleaned. I knew it'd move a half an inch with a lot of work. I've easily lost 3 full days trying to solve this problem. I've never had it on a car before. It's bad design, bad patents, and a form of mental illness that afflicts the German race. That's a good racist remark for me now, and it's about time I was brought to court. About time. I can't wait. Okay, we'll see you back soon. I know there's good Germans. Some of them have been very helpful to me in the past with collections against things and that. But anyway, it is unbelievable that they do that. I see other people saying there the quality of the Volkswagens has gone down. No, I think they're all gone down a bit, tell you the truth. But this is the thing. This is something I'm alerting everyone to, whether you live in Ireland, Britain, France, Europe, anywhere else. If you have a Volkswagen Caddy, you get out there and try taking off the spare wheel and be warned about it. And if you can't take it off, then you go and buy one. Don't be stuck without a spare on the side of the road. And don't be spending trying to compress what took me 3 days, 3 daylight days to fix. And you'd think you can do that on the Autobahn or the M50 or whatever. I can do no more. Forearmed is forewarned, and this fella 6 something and the other lad, whatever his name is, I can't think of it, I mentioned at the beginning, you're wrong. Simple as that, you're wrong. I'd like to see someone taking out the one in my old van. There's one there yet. Anyone wants to try it, we'll put a considerable bet on, and we'll have the tools ready and see. Good luck. Bye bye.